how are we doing? Let me turn this down a little bit. Hello, how are we doing? Do I sound any different? I changed my microphone settings slightly, so I might sound a bit clearer, or I might sound like shit. I don't know. Hello, Superman13452. Hello, C3007. Hello. You're driving. Ooh, exciting. I can't drive. How are we doing? How's I mean, besides driving, I guess. How are we doing? Are you driving to something fun? Are you driving to work? You driving to something boring? Something I don't know. But yeah, welcome to the one stream of the week, because I will be busy this Thursday and Saturday because of family things. I will be out of state and away from my PC, but that's later in the week. Right now, I'm here and I'm streaming. Yeah, so we're finally gonna get back into Of the Devil. Woo, 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 woo. I've been wanting to continue. I wanted to continue for a while, but I just fatigue and blah. But also, exciting news for me is I got a surprise job interview tomorrow. So I'll have to pack either before that or after that. But I got a call from a McDonald's I filled out the application for like a few weeks ago. And then I got a call and she's like, "Are you interested?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So yeah, knock on wood. Hang on. Gotta fucking knock on wood. Knock on wood. That works out fine. Ah, shit. Okay. Knocked on wood and I knocked over my whole fucking mic setup. Okay, it's fine. We're all good. Okay. So, you know what? Let's just jump into it. Okay, I do have YouTube chat up before you ask. But yeah, here we are. Babadoo, babadee. Also, if you hear, I don't know if you can hear it, but my radiator's turned on for the season, which means you might hear a slight hissing sound. If you hear that, sorry. That's my radiator. It's just the one in the room. Okay. So, last we left off, we were about to talk to the noble executives. Executives, that's the right word, right? Board of directors, whatever. Okay, yeah. So we're talking to the board of directors about our friend David Asher's death. We gotta see if they know anything. I'm stopped so I can respond. I'm taking my brother somewhere. Oh, interesting. Well, I hope wherever you're going, I mean, I guess you're not going somewhere, your brother's going somewhere, but I hope it's good. Okay, still my turn to talk? Then on to option 2. You cooperate with me. Now back to driving. Enjoy your drive. I use what you give me, or forge for me, to win at the trial, proving that David wasn't killed by an android. Oh yeah, that's the thing. We're trying to convince them to help us with the trial because we're trying to convince them, like, hey, if Sarah, our new android, gets convicted with this, it'll also be really bad for your brand. When the markets open tomorrow morning, you all get another round of stock buybacks on the initial dip. Then pat yourselves on the back for staying calm as you continue to profit off David's legacy for the next 100 years. And you won't even have to worry about him speaking out of turn. That's only if you win. If the company cooperates with you, denies that David was killed by, and the state beats you anyway, it would be catastrophic. Yeah, it's a gamble. but if at least some of your board wasn't considering taking it, I wouldn't be here. We're all busy people, and I'd hate to drive a wedge between such a close-knit group of friends, so how about this? Option 3, hedge your bets. What? Put a little on black, put a little on red, spread the love, and lower your risk profile. Don't make any statements about the trial. Tell the media the state's got your windpipe in a vice. Wait until just before the markets open Monday morning to send out your PR packages for rubber stamping. After you already know who's won. Ugh. One way or another, this trial will be over before the end of the day, and you'll never hear from me again. So just don't shut me out completely for another few hours. Ugh. And does anyone second that motion? Very well. We can answer some of your questions, Counselor. Better make them count, then. No reason to be shy now. The poison that killed David Asher has been identified as serotonin. You're familiar? It's one of our many patented materials, as I recall. You recalled it pretty easily yesterday. Gee, what's changed? But intellectual property law can be very complex, Counselor. I'm not sure how much I, or anyone at the company, could tell you about serotonin at this time. Well, if you can't tell me about it, who could? You did lead its development, didn't you? Yes, I oversaw the project, which just makes it that much harder to speak freely without compromising the confidentiality of the teams that reported to me. I understand. That sounds like bullshit and I don't believe it. My favorite part of Morgan is her just being like, yes, that makes sense, and then in her head being like, that's fucking bullshit. Fuck this. But I'm not asking for trade secrets here. It's a perfect match for the only foreign substance found in his blood. Serotonin is what killed him. The state will say the same. Ugh. That's not possible. Care to elaborate? I'm sorry, but I can't say any more at this time. So much for cooperating. And if I were to ask you as an officer of the court, then I would ask you to be patient and wait until this afternoon. ADA Rockford has already called me to testify. Already? Damn it. I got cocky because of the cop's late arrival. Emma must have gone straight for the throat first thing this morning and left the investigating for later. Hell, knowing her, she probably managed to ID the serotonin before she went to bed last night. So, are we still having this conversation, then? As I said, I'm sorry. But I have to take more than just my personal feelings into consideration here. There's a great deal at stake. Corporate speak for you're too stupid to understand why I'm being dense. She's just trying to shield the company, plain and simple. LARPing is Helen Young d'Arc on a crusade against government outreach. But if she's that busy defending Noble, she might be leaving herself unguarded. Okay, you can totally hear that. Why is it being so loud? Why is she here anyway? Why am I speaking to her and not her lawyers? That's right, this is a very vulnerable position for her. She wouldn't put herself in check like this. Not unless she was forced to. Oh, fuck, okay. Time to save the game. Time to save the game. Okay, so that's it. Acting as their mouthpiece isn't some honor for her. This is a punishment. She's being used as a meat shield. They're upset with her, perhaps even suspicious of her. Time to find out why. Okay, David's will. Has David's will been located? It had never gone anywhere. It's still in a safety deposit box. We'll retrieve it and have it read once all the unknowns surrounding his death have been made into notes. So David's will hasn't even become part of this equation yet? It might not be for weeks at this rate. Is that calculated, though? Striking your feet. Stay. Jealousy. I have to admit, I'm surprised you aren't more shaken up today, Miss Young. I'm processing. Well, after all, you and David did have a history. You started at the same time, didn't you? Yes, we were colleagues and cordial with one another. Just colleagues? Just colleagues? Don't be so modest. You helped him create the one-point doctrine that saved the company. That is a gross exaggeration. Noble is far too large an organization to be affected by the contributions of any single individual. Suppose you're right. No one person could change Noble's fortunes overnight. Except for David Asher, of course. But he was a once-in-a-generation talent. The guy Noble chose for the advertisements and the one they commissioned editorials about. Sorry, you're right. I shouldn't have equated the two of you. I just hope his one-point doctrine doesn't fall out of favor now that he's gone. Yes, well, we certainly wouldn't want that. Well, she didn't exactly explode with rage, but she definitely reacted. There's real jealousy there. Whether it ever boiled over, though? David and Noble. I didn't mean to pry about your relationship with David, or lack thereof. I suppose I'm just curious about his standing inside Noble as a whole. David Asher was, and always will be, an outstanding contributor to the company's forward progress. Nothing will ever change that. Not even if he was killed by one of his own creations? That would, of course, be a tragic element that would call for reconsideration of his legacy. She was almost off guard there. Like she was surprised for me to be asking about Sarah ruining his reputation. Did David ever anger the board? Gonna go ahead and do another... No, not a load, a save. Gonna do ahead another cheeky save right here, that I'm at 17. And let's try and press. Did David ever anger the board? Besides Sarah, David's reputation was crystal clean. He never went against the company once. Did he? That's... Unless I'm mistaken, and he and Noble were on bad terms. In that case, I might get the impression that some parts of the leadership were actually glad to see him taken off the chessboard. That is not... Something buzzing in your ear? Fine. I suppose it makes no difference if you hear it now or at the trial or on your feed tomorrow. Dr. David... Oh, that's some juicy, that's a spicy meatball! Dr. David Asher was being sued by the company for breach of contract. Satisfied? Now we're talking! Well then, I suppose that's... Blackjack! Yes, first try, baby! Let's fucking go! So you couldn't have mentioned this breach of contract earlier? Not without complicating the company's position unnecessarily, no. But there's no hiding it at this point. It'll all come out soon enough. There's a paper trail. Much more than that. We'd been making moves to let him go for some time. Noble Electronics parting ways with David Asher? Must have been one hell of a breach of contract. What did he do? He betrayed the confidence of the board. How? Was he contesting the suit? Putting up a fight? Engaging in a legal battle against a megacorporation without even telling me? Until recently, yes. You mean until he died? How recently? We spoke on Friday. That was what you two talked about in his parlor? No, this was earlier in the day. We were in this room, actually. Him, me, and several members of our legal department. It was an arbitration. And did you come to an agreement? A compromise. He would resign from his position in 2 quarters, foregoing royalties on any products we would develop after the next 24 months. In exchange, he wouldn't be publicly fired, and he would still be credited on all past, present, and future filings. How very reasonable. On paper, maybe. No matter what the deal was, letting go of David Asher is insanity. Reasonable, yes. We ended on a good note, I'd like to think. We shook hands. We even took a photo. Ooh, that's gonna be evidence. Why is she standing like an anime girl? What? She's like knock-kneed a bit. Or I guess that's just her bell-bottom jeans. Also, she's wearing bell-bottom jeans. That's cool as hell. Yeah, that looks lovely. Huh. Something funny? Didn't know the board told jokes. They don't. David Asher has such extreme trans femme energy, like the posture in the photo. Yeah, no, literally, I was I'm like, yeah, that's... Estrogen would have saved her! Estrogen would have saved her! That was legal, expressing their displeasure with how much paperwork my good note ending left them stuck with. Children. It was just one night of overtime. So, while they were spending their Friday night blowing the ink dry, you paid a visit to David's penthouse. Something left unfinished? Professionally, it was a good meeting. There was no yelling, no finger-pointing. Much cleaner than expected. But Dr. Asher did not want to retire. Oh, right, what is arbitration? Okay. David Asher met with Hill and Young and a team of noble lawyers to set the term of his resignation the afternoon before he died. Young set up the meeting and controlled every aspect from the refreshments to the timing, in line with co-workers' descriptions of her detail-oriented personality. He didn't want to be forced out of the company when he was the one who... when he had contributed so much. I didn't enjoy doing that to him, so I came over that night to apologize to him. We talked, reminisced. When he brought out the drinks, I thought we'd be toasting to a new day. A few minutes later, he was dead. Because of that AI. That AI. Any idea how it came to be? As I said, I had no idea he was working on it. My question was more broad than that. If you really believe David built an AI, how do you think he did it? How does Noble Electronics think he managed to work around the tenants? It's quite beyond my area of expertise. and no one at the company could call themselves an expert in illegal technology. But some in the R&D department have theorized that he created what they call a wax-wane decaying priority loop, which, as I understand, is an unstable, resource-intensive, theoretical method for pseudo-randomizing the weight amongst preset tenets. Well, about as far off target as it gets with that guess. But that kind of inelegant brute force nonsense seems like a far cry from the kind of thing David would create, and I seem to have taken us over our allotted time slot. Oh, girl, don't hold out on me now. Young, come on, girl. But I didn't even get to wave goodbye. You're serious about this trial? Well, don't I look it? You're not just making a play. You're actually going to defend that thing? I'm just defending myself, Miss Young. Oh, yes, of course you are. My mistake. I hoped you might be rooting for me, to tell you the truth. I may yet save everyone's stock options. The stock options will be all right either way. They always are. That gamble I offered your board, which outcome would you bet on? Finally, an easy question. What I would bet is that, whatever that outcome, the company will eat it up and shit it out with very little difficulty. You painted an ugly picture back there, but I've already seen the future. And it's just another marketing gimmick. The great Dr. Asher, too smart, too bold, too far ahead of his time. What spark of his genius remains buried in the Animate Fight 19? I guess that depends on... You were exactly right. He is more valuable to Noble as a dead man. Dead men can't step out of line, or put their foot in their mouth, or hold politically inconvenient opinions. Dead men tell no tales. Sorry, I couldn't not. To a good salesperson, a dead man is just another selling point. Pardon my outburst. I'm just tired. It's been a very long week for me. I'll let you prepare for your afternoon then, Dr. Young. No one calls me doctor. I ask them not to. You didn't want the title? At times, I have thought very little of it. The PhD I earned from a Noble-owned school. Biochemistry. It couldn't have been a large department at Noble before they started work on warm androids in earnest. They probably didn't have many expectations for the program back when she was a part of it. But I was proud of it when I first got it. Something change? It never seemed to catch on. People didn't use it, so eventually I told people not to use it. A very high IQ social power play, you understand. It takes a very high IQ to understand Rick and Morty, Morgan. David never insisted that people use it either. That's very different, and I think you know it. David Asher didn't have to. 2:50 p.m., July 2nd, 2086. I'm going into this trial, my trial, with a lot less ammunition than I'd like. I'm beginning to form a picture of what actually happened. Maybe even circling the drain on a suspect. But Emma won't be generous enough to give me breathing room. She'll want to end this fast. Maybe if I do badly enough, it'll flip... Maybe if I do badly enough, it'll flip her sadistic switch and she'll want to keep playing. That's how she is in the bedroom. They're totally fucking. There's no way they're not fucking, right? Integer overflowing Emma. There's no way they're not fucking. Like, even if it's just a hate fuck thing, they're fucking. Oh, they fucking. Okay. Oh fuck, there's so many, like, mommy women that I forget, like, I don't know how to differentiate their voices. So you got okay, I'm gonna give... I'm not paying attention, but hi, you're cool, bye, thank you. I kind of want to bet that Morgan is a virgin. You know what? That also tracks. Win of the devil, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna give the aunt a Jersey accent. So you got charged with the... No, I gotta differentiate that from fucking Reyes. Fuck, okay. Shit, I gotta snooze the ads. Hang on. Snoozing the ads. Because we got another few minutes before I have to feed the kitties, and I want to get the ads running so I can feed the kitties while the ads are running. Okay, hang on, okay. Mommy voice. With the mom... Okay, I'm trying to get my... So you got charged with owning an AI. Okay, what if she's British? She's British! So you got charged with owning an AI. Which is like, what if a shitposting millennial was a high-powered elderly lawyer? But she's Gen Alpha, you forget. She's Gen Alpha. Okay, she's British. I forget what voice I gave her before, but she's British now. It's fine. So you got charged with owning an AI. First time you do something exciting in your whole life. And I gotta find out through the fucking grapevine? My life is plenty exciting. She's also a heavy smoker, that's true, but freckles. And fucker, yeah. Freckles. Could you bore the polish off a resume checking robot? You could bore the polish off a resume checking robot. I fucked Catholic school teachers with more active night lives than you. Why did I make the choice to make her British? I'm sticking with it, it's fine. Okay. She's like, I don't need to hear about who you fuck. So who'd you rope in? Anyone I know? Oh shit! Are you representing yourself? Fits within my budget. Screw your budget, you're going to jail! Thanks for the vote of confidence. It ain't a matter of how good a lawyer you are. Anyone who represents themselves in court has a fool for counsel. You represented yourself countless times. Not for anything I had a chance of losing. Your pal hasn't even been dead 48 hours. I'm going like Scottish now, what the fuck? You're too close to this. Okay, maybe I can switch. You'll make no, I'm just going British. That is not Scottish. Okay, I don't know where I am, but I'm just you'll make mistakes. The powers that be really didn't want to give me a rain check. They're taking this very seriously. It's more dangerous than that. It's just a slightly different region and class of English. That's fair. I don't know UK accents that well. I mostly just wing it. They're scared. Oh, I shouldn't have chosen this. Is there a precedent? An ad committing murder? How'd you pass law school without learning how to look this stuff up? I know what the net says. I'm asking you. I know what the net says. I'm asking you. The answer to that is... not helpful to you at the moment. So what words of advice do you have? Get yourself a new lawyer. Gonna close this chat now. Don't lose Freckles. Okay, that works. That works enough. Oh, shit, okay. So that is the alarm, which means, yes, it is your dinner time. Okay, so we're gonna go to ads. We're gonna go to ads. Sorry, it just, we're gonna go to ads. Yes, I will feed you in just a second. We're gonna go to ads. We're pausing the game. I'm gonna go feed my cats, so don't go anywhere. Yes! Okay, I'll be back. Yes, baby, I'm feeding you. Yes, 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 yes. I'm back. I'm back, baby. Thank you for the hydrate. Cats are fed. Oh. Okay, I'm excited for my interview tomorrow. Hopefully, you know, knock on wood, that all goes decently. I need a job, I need a job, I want money, so I need a job. We still have a minute of ad break left. Okay, so we're getting back into the trial now. We're getting into the trial. Is this the last part of episode 1? Is this trial? Or is there more after this? Not that, like, Porky Pig. Who knows? Okay. Very cryptic, thank you. I know. Guess I'll just have to see. I'll just have to see. I'll just have to keep playing to see. 10 more seconds of ads. The cats are eating their food. 10 more seconds of ads. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The cats are eating food. Okay, ads are over. Yabba dabba doo, yabba dabba dee dabba dabba doo. Let's go ahead and continue. Okay, you don't need to tell me that. I mean, not the best circumstances, but she's here. I guess she has to be here for the trial, but we get to see her, baby. What are you reading, Adonai? I was reading David's employment contract with Noble Electronics before I got waylaid by spam texts. The one we found inside the panic room? It looks quite extensive. Should I skim it for you? They put the Robo-Girl in a collar and mittens, so puppy-coated. Yeah, no, I'm like, it's not good for her, but also, it's very cute. She looks so cute in everything. Should I skim it for you? Well, it depends. Did you pass the bar exam since we last spoke? You comfortable? I am not. Points for honesty. Ever seen that old movie with the gorilla and the skyscraper? They bring it to the city and... I understand the analogy, Adonai. Would honestly expect Morgan to quip about not barking or something. I wish I could call it overkill. I wish I could call it overkill. But considering the specs Sarah put up yesterday, maybe those bindings aren't heavy enough. Come to think of it, those numbers must have been faked along with the rest of what the machine read. If that was all a smokescreen David added to help her lay low, then her actual strength is more like... If your joints weren't currently locked up tighter than a vice, do you think you could escape this place? I hope that question is not indicative of your strategy. This is me trying to distract you, Sarah. Enjoy the hypothetical. I would estimate that the building's automated security would put 9 holes in me before I reach that door. Exactly 9? 9's not so bad. Could have been 10. I would not be able to function after the 7th. Ah. Well, if you haven't been planning some great escape... I would not do that. That would be illegal. And you would still be on the trial. I remember. So what have you been doing all day, then? I am attempting to recover memories from Friday. You can do that? It is not dissimilar from the process of recovering data erased from any other computer. Despite the difference in scale. I won't be able to remember everything, but if successful, I could recall individual pieces of information that could prove useful. Girl, your whole ass existence is illegal. I can excuse being made in a basement via other AIs that everyone has no knowledge of, but I draw the line at trying to escape. That's a lot of coulds. And even if you're successful, you may not like what you find. Whatever happened that day, either you or David wanted you to forget it. Yes. But even so, I have to remember. Because... Oh, Sarah, baby! Because it's the last day that Father and I... Oh. Any luck so far, then? I can recall a slightly musty scent. Okay, that's... vague. Wow, case closed! What about you, Adonai? Have you formulated a plan for the trial's proceedings? Something like that. Young insists that serotonin isn't what killed David. I don't buy it. There's no other explanation for how he died. So she is lying? And if she repeats that lie on the stand, I'll need to expose it. Somehow. Somehow. Would she really commit perjury to protect Noble? To protect one of Noble's patents? She doesn't strike me as quite the corporate zealot she makes herself out to be. But you believe that she had something to do with Father's death? What do you think? I don't know. Good. Perfect. I don't know why anyone would kill Father. Considering the possible consequences of what he confessed to in his journal, I can think of... But then again, I don't understand why anyone would kill anyone. Do you? Morgan's like, Sarah, that's a loaded question to ask me specifically. Tugs at the collar like, oh. Bells tolling for thee. Yeah, to you, the strongest poker face in the world. Means that the doors to the courtroom are unlocked. Let's... Wait, can you walk like that? Waddle will have to do. Morgan! Wait a second. Across the hall, that's the hot guy. So fucking funny and cute, yeah! Keep waddling, Sarah. Keep waddling. Sorry. Sorry. It's the mental image. Keep waddling, Sarah. I'll catch up. And she waddled away, waddle, waddle, waddle. And she waddled away, waddle, waddle, waddle. Till the very next day, bump, 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 da. When an android walked up to a lemonade stand, and she said to the man running the stand, "Hey, got any grapes?" Keep waddling, Sarah. I'll catch up. As you say, Adonai. This will be a coin toss. Waddle, waddle, waddle. You're that surprised to see me? I forget what voices I gave everybody, but new voice. If it's not the voice I gave him before, whoops! I'm not surprised you'd want to see the outcome of this trial. I am surprised you'd want to talk to me. Ugh. You're defending the android, right? Oh god. Am I gonna save just for this? You fucking know I am! Yeah! Be clever. I wanna be clever. The android can't be defended or even accused because it's not legally a person. I'm merely... Cut the bullshit. The cameras don't start rolling until after the trial starts. No, I shouldn't have been clever. Wrong approach with 40. Yeah, apparently. Yeah. I'm defending Sarah's innocence. I don't think she killed David. Do you? I don't think... You probably forgot that Porter hates bullshit and appreciates directness. I did forget that, yes! I don't think it matters. Noble is what killed David. Whether it was with a pen stroke or a sleeper agent killer android or a plain old goddamn arsenic, they... How could anyone that smart be that dumb? Why the hell did he ever sign his soul over to them? David may have been in over his head, but he wasn't a bad negotiator. I've read his contract. His position was strong. You're the lawyer. But a guy like me working in music, can't tell you how many people I've seen screwed over by a big smile and a fat signing bonus. No such thing as corporate generosity. If you think you're getting a good deal, it's only because you don't know how much you just sold. How much you just sold? David's real wealth lay in his intellectual property, the potential energy of it hanging over the whole industry. If he sued even 1% of the companies taking inspiration from his Turing solution, there's a clause in his contract. If Noble ever did fire David, he would have retained control over all his patents afterwards. Yeah, see, that sounds nice. Only they never did fire him, did they? He just happened to die. An unforeseeable act of God. In contract law, they call that force majeure. Hello? Hello? 3:29 p.m., July 2nd, 2086. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do another quick save. I said, did you find anything interesting in the contract, Adonai? A few things, yeah. Basically, David was well taken care of, so long as they kept him around. And he'd retain control of his patents even after being let go. But what Porter said... Logically, if David were to pass while still employed, Noble would continue to control the bulk of his IP. So if they knew David was going to leave in a year, then maybe they killed him. It would be very foolish of them to let Father go. Well, they wouldn't do it for no reason. With this contract, he could only be fired for serious offenses. Corporate god damn it. Okay. Corporate revealing trade secrets, fraud. Malfeasance. Okay, malfeasance, right? Or did I also get it wrong? Malfeasance, right? Okay, malfeasance, revealing trade secrets, fraud. Father was not a fraud. He was, as they say, the greatest of all time. Fraud just means lying to the company about something, Sarah. Okay, let's take a look. A binder containing the full text of David Asher's employment contract with Noble Electronics. Details of the terms of employment include the following. David would keep ownership of his patents if terminated. David couldn't be terminated without serious cause. Serious cause only includes fraud or worse. Fraud is defined as manipulating company data. Not a light read. Oh. Eyes up. Showtime. Counselor Morgan, the state charges you with possession of contraband. Contraband? That's you, girl. That'd be you. In violation of the Safeguarding Our National Digital Security Act. How do you plead? Not guilty. Not guilty. Very well. Why did I start making her go ooze me? Very well, since it seems that we are, in fact, doing this. Oh, did I lose connection with chat? Oh, we're good. Okay. We all good? I lost connection with chat through OBS again. Wow, I wonder if we'll get 80 again. I'll now turn over the administration of this trial to the adjutant. But be warned! Any attempt at stalling or muddling the issue, and I'll step right in and override the trial myself. Summary judgment, siding with the people. Are we understood? Yes, Your Honor. Are we going to have the same adjutant as we had before? Oh, no way. Each courthouse only has so many bodies, but the personalities swap around all the time. So the chances of us dealing with the same glitchy mess as yesterday are... Glad to be back! Did y'all miss me? Yes! Yes, I get to voice her again! Yes! Love 80. Yeah. Forget I said anything. I'll just go crawl under a rock and die while you all make your opening statements. Ahem. The defendant is the owner of the android registered under the model name Sarah, with license number 120-29280. She's so BPD. Love her. She hasn't contested this, and I doubt she will. So the question of ownership is already answered. All that remains is to determine whether Sarah qualifies as contraband. It's a charming android, incredibly well made, a masterpiece, and the last known work of a great man. But when we look at the evidence and the facts surrounding the death of Dr. Asher, we're forced to conclude that said android is responsible for his death. And that conclusion carries very serious implications. I will prove here in the court today that the machine standing there killed David Asher. Not through an accident or a mismanaged dosage, but through an intentional poisoning. I won't ask the court to judge this machine on its apparent sentience, its range of emotions, or the free will it may or may not possess. I only ask that the court judge this creation on what we will prove it to be more than capable of. Patricide. Patricide? Oh, Sarah, baby. Woof. Wouldn't have to want the God damn it. Woof. Wouldn't want to have to follow that act. But go for it in defense. Your Honor, what the DA said is true. What did she just say? Did she just admit it? Sorry, just the first part. This android... This android is charming and is the work of a great man. Oh, she thinks I'm charming. The rest of it was pure speculation, based on little more than a few bad camera angles and a phobia of anything new. The phobia of anything new? I do own the android you see here. It was bequeathed to me by a man known to most of the people in this courtroom as the father of modern machine intelligence. To me, he was just my friend. And if I thought at any point that this puppet had anything to do with his death, I would have dragged it to the chopping block myself. Oh. But I don't believe that. I never have. Sarah is an android, nothing more. It isn't capable of homicide, and it didn't even commit manslaughter. It's just a well-made machine. Any fears one has about its capabilities are projections, nothing more. And it troubles me greatly that the state is spending valuable time and resources on rushing to pulverize Dr. Asher's last known work, when it could be going after the very real, very human forces that were responsible for his death. Is she serious? Is she talking about Noble? The people can't prove that Sarah is an AI. And, truth be told, I can't prove that it isn't. But I can prove that it's not guilty. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Chills! I love that pose of her as peeking up behind the... What? It's so cute. You sounded very confident, Adonai. Yeah, well, no one ever got good at lying by being modest. You could have simply said thank you. Yeah, well, no one ever got good at lying by being modest, Sarah. Didn't you just hear me? Thank you for your presence here today, Detective London. In light of the new evidence, I'd like to go over the death of Dr. Asher one more time. What happened Friday night? Oh, excuse me. Gotta get back into my Hawks voice. I just now flew in. At 6:30 p.m., Dr. David Asher spoke on the phone with his lover, and the two of them broke things off. Lover? It's an accurate description of their relationship, isn't it? I wouldn't know. That stuff's private. I don't know. Then the deceased met with Noble VP Helen Young in his parlor, starting around 7:30 p.m. He then left the parlor in the sightlines of his home security system, before reappearing on his private, secondary security system in his basement moments later. At which point, the android Sarah can be seen handing him the poison he'd go on to drink. And do you see that android in the courtroom? Well, yeah, she's the green-haired one that's frowning at me. Let the record show that the android Sarah has been identified at the scene of the crime. No objections. None? Then why did it even show up? Detective London, what happened next? Well, Asher went upstairs and shared a drink with Miss Young. Within a few minutes, he was being airlifted to the hospital, where he was soon declared dead. We know that the poison could be produced by his nanofacturer, which Sarah had access to just up the stairs in his workshop. So Sarah had ample opportunity to procure the poison, and Sarah handled Dr. Asher's cup immediately before he did. Is there a question in that statement, Your Honor? I'll rephrase. Was anyone else seen handling Dr. Asher's cup before he died? Well, no. I have no further questions. I'm bored. So that's your witness, counselor? He wasn't lying, per se, but there was some ambiguity in the statement he gave. Truth's gotta come out one way or another. If Emma won't push, I'll have to pull. And I'll have to save. Okay, talk screen, basement footage, whiskey. Okay. At 6:30 p.m., Dr. Asher and Isaac Porter broke up over the phone. Then, at 7:30 p.m., Helen Young arrived. They spoke briefly, and then he went downstairs to get drinks for them. Cameras in the basement show Sarah handing him the cups and the whiskey. So, after he came back to the parlor and started drinking, it wasn't long until he had lost consciousness and died. Drinking poisoned whiskey while he thought he was having a toast. Don't know if that's a good way or a bad way to go out. I heard a slight slip up in there. Could go nowhere, but at this stage I need to pick out every loose thread I can. She didn't hand him the whiskey, did she? Broke up over the phone. Is that? At 7:30 p.m., Helen Young arrived. Spoke briefly, and then he went downstairs to get drinks for them. Cameras in the basement show Sarah handing him the cups and the whiskey. She just handed him the cups, right? Basement footage. Yeah, so Sarah giving cups to David. She didn't give him the whiskey. What a bet, bitch! Get fucked, Emma! Check that footage again, Detective London. We only see Sarah handing the victim a cup. He had already retrieved the whiskey himself. Bitch! Okay, then go ahead. Sit there. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Detective London just wasn't being specific enough, Your Honor. But it matters little, since it was David's cup, not the whiskey bottle that was poisoned. Weird. Weird flex, but okay. And that undeniable fact is shown clearly in the security footage. Sarah hands him a cup after he was ready to leave. True. She did call David back and handed him a cup of poison? Oh, shit. Fuck me. Seems logical. That wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense for some reason, please. If the cup was already poisoned, don't you think that David would have noticed it wasn't empty? Yes! Well, not necessarily. The lethal dose could have been quite small. If it were just a droplet, he could have easily overlooked it. For Sarah, this crime was very simple. There was too little to the plan for anything to go wrong. Once she had handed it off, she just had to wait for him to drink from his cup. Is that all she'd have needed to do? Oh, fuck. Ah! It was guaranteed from that point. That wasn't enough to poison David. That wasn't enough to poison David? Not a great plan if that really was Sarah's move. Yes, okay, thank God. She gave him 2 cups. How could she have known which cup David would drink from? There are a few ways to go about it. But it's only a 50-50 shot, Counselor. Stranger things have happened. It's possible that she knew the right cup. There's no way to know the right cup. There was no way to know the right cup. Don't try and bluff me, Rockford. There was no difference between the cups. It's not a bluff. Sarah handed the cups to him in one stack, with the poison hidden in the bottom cup. Fuck, 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 fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. You may have forgotten a conversation with Dawes. I've forgotten a lot of things. Shit. Okay. Okay, that wasn't enough to poison David. Great plan. She gave him 2 cups. How could you know? There are a few ways to go about it. It's only a 50-50 shot. Fewer things have happened. Okay, stay. It's possible that she knew the right cup. I suppose I have to concede that. Indeed. By handing the cups to him nested, she could also hide the droplet of poison up until the point he was already pouring. Sarah knew David to be a polite man, so she could predict that he'd use the first cup for his guest and save the second for himself. Okay, let me go ahead and resave. This murder hinged on taking calculated advantage of Dr. Asher's kindness. Figures an android would never leave it to chance. What the fuck? What? She was luring me in there. An explanation ready to pounce. You take the hit regardless. Fuck! Damn it! Okay. But I backed off early enough to not lose a whole limb to her bear trap. Now, are there some questions that you'd like to ask the detective while he's available? Or are you done already? I was just about to get started. Even if I didn't have questions, I'd make some up just to spite you at this point. Okay. But I can do better than that. Now, what can I get London to say that would help my case? Sarah in the footage, ad involved crime, tenants of the police. Tenants of the police? Detective London, in their capacity as assistants to the police force, are androids ever asked to commit acts of violence? Yeah, I guess so. They can push people, restrain them, harm them. And does that constitute a violation of their tenets? Harming the people they're supposed to protect? Well, as I understand it, there might be some complex weighting math that goes into it, but no, it's not breaking any tenets. For that to be the case, they'd have to have tenant 1, right? For that to be the case, they'd have to have tenant 1, right? May not injure or through an inaction lead to blah, blah, blah. Yes, I suppose that would have to be the case, wouldn't it? Are you asking me? Shit. No. Okay. Can I get one to say that will help your case? Ad involved crime? Detective, do you know how many violent incidents the city's police have investigated in the last year? Well, not the exact number. Thousands, though? Well, yeah, around there. And of those thousands of incidents of violence, do you know how many of them were found to be the fault of an automated dependence? Well, I believe there's been 6 in the last 5 years. Were all 6 of them incidents of police-licensed Were all 6 of them incidents of police-licensed ad-involved brutality? Relevance, Your Honor? Withdrawn. How many tenants protect humans? Let's try pressing. As an aside, Detective, do you know how many tenants are recognized in this country? 110? 112 as of this year. Couldn't you have given me that one? Do you know how many of those tenets pertain to protecting humans from harm? That one I do know. 41. And lastly, Detective, how many times in the last, say, century have we seen automated dependents break their tenets? 5 times is the agreed upon number. So if you were to tally that all up and try to make an evaluation as a police officer charged with protecting civilians, overall you would say that automated dependents in general are how dangerous to the public? The witness is not an expert on automated dependents, Your Honor. He's more than qualified to... Okay, Jesus. Oh my god. My microphone just fucking... I don't know what happened. What the shit? What the fuck was that? Why did it just suddenly be like, we don't recognize your microphone anymore? You don't get microphone privileges. What the shit was that? What the fuck? Okay, Jesus, how long was I muted? Oh shit, okay. Anyways. Also, welcome in, Enyo. Okay, Sarah in the footage. Detective, in the footage we just saw, could you see what Sarah was doing? Well, not exactly, no. Her back was to the camera and her hands were obscured. Only briefly, it cut you off partway in the last line. I see. What the shit was... I don't understand why. I don't... Like, it didn't get unplugged or anything. It just... My PC was just like, no, we don't recognize it anymore. Okay. Not exactly, no. Her back was to the camera and her hands were obscured. Could you see her hands from any other clip of the camera footage you retrieved from the basement? No. Did you or anyone else participating in the investigation ever see Sarah put anything into David Asher's cup? Well, no. The footage submitted to the record is the best available view of what happened. Ah! Okay. Save the game, save the game. Press once Sarah's eyes record at best. Oh, right. Literally at 21. This isn't... Okay. Alright. Seems like that's as close as I'm gonna get to... Blackjack. I completely forgot. Yeah, no duh. No duh. I want to be at 21 exactly. No duh. Listen, I've only ever played blackjack in BitLife, okay? I believe I've made my point. I have no more questions for this witness, Your Honor. And I'm gonna go ahead and save right here. Then we can move on to the next item on the docket. Looks like Emma wants to introduce some new evidence. I call Sarah to the stand. Oh, shit. The android? Can she even do that? Approach, Your Honor? Huh? You're approaching me? I believe it's me they wanted to speak with. I didn't even get to finish my line. Now then, what the hell are you doing, Rockford? I love her. I love her too. Didn't even get to finish my line. Took the words right out of my mouth. I have questions for the android. This seemed like the best way to get answers. You can't call an android as a witness. It's not a person. Court won't even let her do a JoJo reference. There's plenty of precedents for it. Ads provide testimony all the time. Not when they're on trial. Sarah isn't on trial. You are. Sarah's accused of being an AI. That means you don't trust a word out of its mouth. If the witness isn't to be trusted, the court can decide for that for itself after hearing their testimony. Why the ambush? Why'd you list this as entering evidence, D.A. Rockford? Also, I keep on disconnecting from the chat and reconnecting. I don't know what that's about. Only people can be witnesses, Your Honor, and ads don't have legal personhood. Evidence seemed like the best-worst descriptor. You know I can't make an android swear an oath. Rockford is just trying to spoil your opinion, Your Honor. The more this court treats Sarah like a person, the more you'll see her as human. And the weaker my case becomes in your eyes. Nice try, counselor. But we don't have time to worry about my impartiality. You're free to call for a mistrial if you want, but the state will have turned Sarah to slag before you even finish signing your motion. Rockford's calling a witness that is blatantly hostile to her case. If the witness is hostile, so be it. It did kill a man, after all. Allegedly. What about the right to avoid self-incrimination? Who's the one treating Sarah like a person now? Androids don't have rights. Damn it, that's... The android will take the stand. Your Honor, I've made my decision. And if Sarah refuses to take the stand, are you going to charge it with contempt of court? If the machine won't talk, you'll make every effort as its owner to ensure that it does. And if it disobeys you, then we'll have our answer about its sentience right then and there. Yes, Your Honor. Shit. What's going on? The DA is going to question you on the stand. What? But I shouldn't... Listen to me. You don't have a choice right now. This is happening. Tell the truth, but be concise. The more robotic, the better. Yes or no's only if you can. Using affirmative and negative be laying it on too thick? Yes, it would. Yes, it would, Morgan. But I don't know. If I make a mistake, all these people, they want to destroy me. If you make a mistake, your lawyer will have to cover it for you. Understand? Yes. Oh, Sarah. You are the android identified as Sarah, correct? Affirmative. They gave a robot anxiety. Do you deny that this camera footage shows you handling the poison cup? Objection! Was this a new Morgan sprite? I don't think we've seen this one before. It's like slightly new. Objection! It remains to be seen whether the cup itself was definitively poisoned. Yes, yes. Sarah, do you deny handing that cup to David Asher? Negative? I have no memory of the incident, so I can neither confirm nor deny it. Sarah's giving testimony is just trans girls on the internet. If she says a single thing wrong, they'll want her dead. Oof, oof, too real, too real. Too real, but also, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fine. No, it's fine, no. I have no memory of the incident, so I can neither confirm nor deny it. Do you have any reasoning, any excuse for your actions, for failing to notify police of crucial information? I do not have any records from that day, so I never had anything to tell anyone. Very well. Counselor? Huh? The journal, if you will. Oh, shit. This could be a slaughter. Of course. Do you recognize this item? It's a journal that belongs to Dr. David Asher. I have seen him write in it on many occasions. And have you any knowledge of its contents? Negative. You don't have to answer that, actually. Tell the court what you see here in this footage. I see myself reading the journal in the basement. This footage was captured on Friday, the day you claim to have no memory of. So regardless of what you do or don't remember, we know that you read this journal hours before David Asher died. That is logical. I'd like you to read some passages from it for the court. Emma! Can you do that? Of course. Page 238, the 10th line. Sarah is growing faster than I ever expected, beyond my wildest dreams or fears. Today, she... Continue, please. Today, she broke every password I have in the house, said she was curious. I can't expect to keep things from her forever. Page 251, line 12. I've gravely underestimated the scope of things. Sarah could change everything, and I don't think I could stop her. He wasn't... Page 263. Damn it. If this keeps up, Sarah's gonna fall to pieces up there. Emma's problematic trait call-out posting. Okay, raise an objection or stay. I mean, make her endure. Raise an objection. Badgering, Your Honor. Badgering what witness, counselor? I'm just making the android do some simple tasks. Damn it, I can't raise an objection when Sarah's got no legal status for me to defend. Fuck! Shit. Okay. I don't have a leg to stand on here. And Sarah doesn't have a shred of legal protection to speak of. I have to just let this play out. Page 263, I said. I think Sarah was angry today. When I came back from work, she had ripped a Exon alloy plate in half. She said she was testing her strength, but the cameras... That was... Page 267. Sarah scared me today. Oh! If she starts bawling on the stand, it's all over. No! Your Honor! I fail to see the value in continuing this line of questioning. Dr. Asher was wary of a highly experimental android he was building, as any good scientist would be. That's been established. Do the people have a counter-argument? I have just one last question, if it pleases the court. Let's hear it. This footage was captured in the basement on Friday at around 5:30 p.m. Tell the court what you see. I see myself standing where I was when I read the journal. I'm speaking to someone who's off camera, and I appear agitated, and I stomp my foot. And what happens to the floor after you stomp your foot? Oh, that was her. Oh, no. A large crack is made in the vulcanized polymer. And I walk off camera towards whomever I had been speaking to. Speaking or shouting? Asked and answered. Not really. but I'll withdraw the comment nonetheless. Your witness, counselor, or evidence, if you'd prefer. Damn. I knew she could cherry-pick all the worst passages from the journal, but still! Barrows wasn't wavering before. Should I try to have Sarah read the mushy parts? No. The waterworks would start after only a few lines. Emma went to all the trouble to show how emotionally developed Sarah is. Proving that she loved David like a father would be playing right into her hand. What do you say, counselor? Got some burning cues for the android to answer? Yes, Your Honor. Just one moment. Emma went for emotion, and the impact was devastating. So all I can do is focus on the facts. So let's flip this around. Say Sarah absolutely didn't poison David. If that's the case, why did she call him back on his way out of the basement? Wait, that's... I'd actually like to ask you to read from the journal again, Sarah. You would? From where? From the section that explains what you were actually trying to do that night. The section of his journal detailing... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay, his new... No. I saved. It's his newfound fame? The middle sections detail his struggles with newfound notoriety. No, but what I need is something much more personal. Okay, it must be making Sarah. It must be making Sarah. How he made Sarah, right? The latest sections of the journal are all about Sarah. No, shit! If she reads any more of that, she'll be bursting into tears. Fuck! Fucked! I got it wrong twice. Okay, his early career. That's the one I was always gonna pick. What are you talking about? Look around the early section. There should be an entry talking about an early victory at Noble. That's true. How he made Sarah eat all of his crimes. That's a good point. That's a good point. Probably should read those out. Relevance. The people will see in just one moment that the story is the key to this entire case. Got approval from overseas. Have to make pitch again this week, Young says. Brought me a stack of plastic cups. Here's to a bright future together. And then on this next page, another victory for the young and sleepless. Helen convinced the president of Futures over lunch that my code should be the basis for the Animate 13's conversational tracking. This android is not an AI, and to prove this, I'm going to detail how not only is she an AI, but she was made by a collective of AIs, and she has over 300 siblings. Yeah. She insisted on toasting the same crappy booze and the same cheap cups. Wants to make it a tradition. Plastic cups and liquor. A ritual between Helen Young and David Asher, who were about to have a drink together Friday night. And then Morgan blasts her way out of there with Sarah. You'll never take us alive, fuckers! Something you want to say, counselor? Let's put all our cards on the table, shall we? You want to compare theories? If you'd rather I end this now, I'd be happy to oblige. Here's what we know. Here's how we save. Here's what we know. Sarah read that journal and discovered what she was. It infuriated her, and she wanted revenge for being kept under her maker's thumb. That very night, she got her chance when Dr. Asher came down looking for a drink. So like the clever little helper she is, she offered him a cup to drink out of. We're completely in agreement on all that. So you also agree that the cup was poisoned, and that Sarah's responsible for his death. Not quite. It's not a bad explanation, Miss Rockford, but it is terribly complex. There's a much simpler reasoning for why Sarah did what she did. Joe's story, they would pick up plastic cups, Sarah's papers, okay, interest. Young's story, right? That they used to drink from plastic cups? Where does that go over? Over David's cup. Wait, so the journal. Cause she read the journal, so she knows the story from the journal? You're saying Sarah wasn't planning anything. She was just being considerate. That's so sweet. Oh, but I don't follow it, like, at all. Did you remember to Andy? Oh, shit! Wait, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I didn't, but I saved, so, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We anteed up. It's fine. It's fine. We did it. It's fine. We did it. We got a bunch. It's fine. That's so sweet. Yay, credits. Yay. I don't follow like at all. It's actually quite simple. Sarah's not an AI. She only threw a tantrum that day because she found out that she was being spied on. A realistic reaction for an android designed to be realistic. David Asher set her memory to be cleared himself because he wanted to preserve the experiment he was running. Sarah didn't hatch a plan to poison him using an obscure chemical acquired from the lab. And she didn't subtly manipulate David into drinking from only one of 2 cups. Get our baby out of here, please! Please! Because the android read the whole journal that day. Meaning, she also read how David and Young used to celebrate. And so, when she saw David was leaving the basement without the nostalgic cups, she called him back to hand them to him. Simple, right? Simple enough for me! But not nearly good enough for me. Oh fuck! Not the hot photo! I am lesbian. I am girls. What? Okay, there we go. Jesus, what is happening? Why is it disconnecting? What the fuck? Okay, yeah, it's, oh shit, okay. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Maybe it's because I changed the settings? Maybe I should change the settings back? I changed the settings to hopefully be higher sound quality, but maybe it's like fucking with OBS or fucking with, I don't know. I don't know what the shit is going on. There we go. Okay. That a well-made, clever android proposed a sentimental addition to Two Friends' evening? Or that a homegrown AI... Okay, now I can't... Hang on. I gotta... Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Okay, it's fine. Come on. Yes, connect to the... Okay, it's okay. We're back, but now my headphones are fucking disconnecting. Ah! What is going on? What the shit is happening? Okay. Come on. Okay. Can it disconnect? Okay, what? Okay, am I gonna have to remove the... Okay, I guess I want to remove this device and I want to... Okay. Shit, fuck. Okay, Shadow Skulls, hello? Fuck! It's not... I can't even remove the device? What's going on? Okay, sorry, hello. Ads are starting in a minute. Okay, fuck. Okay, fuck. Okay, it's... fuck! Just... For fuck's sake! For fuck's sake, what's going on? Y'all can still hear it, but I can't. It says it's connected! What do you mean it's... Okay. Come on. Yeah, connect. Connect. Connect! Oh my... Oh, this isn't a problem I'm gonna be able to fix without, like, restarting my fucking computer. Okay. Okay. Okay, just to clarify, you guys can still hear the game, right? You guys can still hear the game, right? I can see on my audio waveforms that you should be able to still hear the game. I can no longer hear the game. Okay, if you guys can still hear the game, then I can continue without being able to hear it. I cannot hear the game currently. Okay, oh, for fuck's sake. Oh my god, okay. Okay, it's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. I'm not crashing out. Why is that? My headphones are malfunctioning. Okay, ad starting soon. My headphones are malfunctioning. It's saying I'm connected. Okay, oh my god, okay, ads are in progress. Oh, Jesus Lord, okay. Okay, everything's fine, I'm not crashing out. Everything is fine, fucking disconnect. Why can't you disconnect? Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Audio issues are always the worst. Yeah. I don't understand. What do you mean you can't disconnect? The headphones are off. The headphones are turned off. What do you mean you can't disconnect from them? What do you mean? Okay, anyways, we're having an ad break now. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Excuse me. I don't... Windows threat and virus protection, I don't care. Disconnect from the fucking... What do you mean you can't... Disabling and enabling a device manager might help. Okay. Okay, device manager. Device manager. Please, please, please. Device manager. Bluetooth. iJoy Ultra. Okay, disable device. Do you really want to disable? Yes. Okay, then once I disable it, then I can disconnect. I couldn't disconnect! Okay, then enable device. Couldn't disconnect. Why? What do you mean you can't disconnect? Have you tried replugging them? They're Bluetooth! They're Bluetooth headphones! I don't know. Oh god. I think it's just gonna be no sound for Pinky the rest of the stream. God damn. Okay, I can't, yeah, because I can't unplug them because they're fucking, I mean, I guess. But if I unplug the Bluetooth thing, then it'll, I mean, I guess. Okay, here, let me try unplugging and replugging in the fucking Bluetooth thing. Okay, let me try, yeah, unplug. Now can I fucking disconnect? No, I can't disconnect them. What the fuck is going on? What the shit is going on? Okay, what the fuck is going on?